Okay, so today we're going to talk about the three act play that will make you shit your pants. Um, I It's been a rough few weeks. The last 2 weeks have been particularly difficult. So, um, but get past it. You move on and you process whatever the fuck it is that's happening, and then you get happy, and it gets better. Gets better with age, right? um, let's see if we can snag a Rick. Porno voice. Uh, 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 that's like, what is it? Is that a porn music reference? I don't know. So,
I don't know if this is gonna work or not.
oh, it's fucking working. Oh shit, you broke it? God damn it, Sarah.
And I'm frozen.
Yeah, but I can still hear you. Did you break your internet? Is that why you're being crappy? There you go.
Is it working now?
You're good.
Is this thing on?
Oh, I can definitely hear you. Boy, you have an energy.
Okay.
Boy,
Oh
don't you
boy.
have an energy. Um, as I drink my shitty ass drink. Um, so today, in today's political piece, um, I explained what the Groiper phenomenon is to people, because yesterday I got a bunch of DMs from people who were like, "Wendy, I don't understand what Groipers are." Um, and so, and why is it that the if they're MAGA, so if Groipers are MAGA, then um why are they killing other MAGA? And so, um here's the thing. So there's the divide, and the divide is this. Um yeah, Julie, it's too close to gropers, but I don't the
I'm glad
term.
somebody said it.
Yeah. I mean, you knew somebody was going to say it. So, like, I watched a video about it and the dude was like trying to explain to another dude what they were. And the one guy kept saying, okay, groipers are blah, 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 blah. And then the guy was like, what does that have to do with porn? And then the first guy was like, no, those are gooners. That's not a groiper. Gooners and groipers are different, or whatever. So I thought that was fucking funny. I really thought that was like really like fucking funny. So yeah, so we had to go down the road of explaining to people what groipers are, and then on top of that too, and I was shocked by this. I posted a bunch of document clouds Epstein client list. which got leaked or whatever.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's in there. It's in there. I'll drop the article. I think I even dropped the link to it in the in the chat. But here I'll hold on. Okay, don't do that. Oh shit, I can't. Um, Sarah, can you drop it?
Where am I looking? Substack?
No, it's on Thistle and Moss. So yeah, but so the Droipers are. Oh, here let's bring Lisa in here because this is a Lisa conversation for sure. If Lisa can join. Um, so the Groiper phenomenon comes out of the Nick Fuentes paradigm. So you have Charlie Kirk, and basically Charlie Kirk is a right wing talking head. He ran Turning Point, and he, long and short, he was a Christian, and he was anti-abortion, he was anti-minority, and he was anti-gay, and yada yada yada. And then on the other side of the equation, and by the way, these are both people that are on the right side of the equation. You had Nick Fuentes, and Nick Fuentes was even more racist, more Christian, more anti queer and trans. And so here's what happened. So Fuentes bought off on the idea that when Trump became president, that the MAGA mentality would guarantee more racism. And he believed that the MAGA mentality would trigger the race war, which is where Fuentes sort of, hi, Lisa.
Hi.
So that's where
I have a few
Fuentes,
minutes.
right. So that's where Fuentes comes from. He comes from the mindset of the far, far right wing and alt right that believes that there's a race war. And in the race war, all the white people kill all the black people and all the gay people. And when that didn't happen, and when Trump didn't like immediately rush to that, then Fuentes found himself in direct conflict with Kirk. And so, and this has been reported many times over, I am by no means suggesting that Fuentes told Tyler Robinson to go and kill Charlie Kirk, but I think Tyler Robinson went and killed Charlie Kirk in an attempt to draw the attention of Nick Fuentes. And so I'm more gonna, I like, yeah, like 4chan, 8chan. There was a time, I just want to say this. There was a time 4chan was actually like not a bad place to go. I mean, it wasn't great, but there was a time that 4chan was not the steaming pile of shit that it is now. It was just a piece of shit, and we all knew it.
I have gone down this rabbit hole in the last couple of days, which I had no idea. I heard you say when I first logged in here, you said Groypers. I was like, oh, hell no. This whole thing, these people are so sick. First of all, I understand that there's like that meme culture, like we were just talking about that 4chan, like where they have this shit posting. I'm so new to like all of this lingo, right? And the past couple of days, I came across a content creator on TikTok that is awesome. And I don't know if I think they're non-binary. And I believe they may be transitioning, but I don't know what their pronouns are. I just found them. And they go by Jax, Jaxx. Totally, they have all the tea, all all the tea about these groypers and all of this stuff, right? So my sister and I have been nerding out on their TikToks because it's like a glossary of terms and totally explaining things, because on the bullets, those things that are engraved, right? That ooh-woo, the OWO, and the bulges and
Yes.
the furries and like all this stuff.
Yes.
So they were talking about how this whole thing is a shit post. Like, even us talking about it right now, they're like memeing us. Like that's how they explained it. And then they also said like that, and there's just something about this whole culture that, because me personally, like, I don't care what somebody's sexual proclivities are. I never did, as long as it's consenting adults. And I always say, like, no kids, no animals. You know what I mean? It's like, do whatever you want. Like, it's like totally none of my business, right? But there's something so dark about this subculture that Jax was explaining, because there were certain things that are there's like a cognitive dissonance to the messages that were on these bullets, right? Like, hey, fascist, catch, and all of that, right? And also if you're reading this, you're gay, like, that whole thing. So they explained, and I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, and it is so sick. They are such major incels, these groypers, and they hate women so much that they're into femboys and grooming people within their group to become feminized for them. So the whole thing about like the shooter having a trans partner. So Jax was saying, I mean, that might not necessarily be that this person is trans. They could be like this femboy. And then they said, Jax, that Nick Fuentes, which I had no idea, was dating a cat boy at some point.
Right.
Like, and it's all about this whole thing. I'm like, Jesus. And it's like, and then they were explaining, like, this whole thing is so right that it becomes almost left, like anarcho communist. Like, you know what I mean? It almost becomes like that. Like, it's so far right. And then the Bella Ciao. Now, this is the thing that I find ironic, and I was going to write a Substack piece about this, because everybody already knows here that I'm from Italy, and my dad is like, like knows like fascism, Mussolini backwards and front. And I had, family that my grandmother lived through it, my grandfather lived through it. So I just have a couple more nuggets of information on this. Apparently, my grandfather, that I never met, he died when my dad was 7 years old, was an anti-fascist, but living under Mussolini. So he ended up, when he was in both world wars, because he was like in the perfect age of being like, because he was born in the 1890s. First World War, he was in his teens. Second World War, he was older, but he fought for the king. He didn't fight in the fascist army. So at least there's that. And apparently they were supposed to, like, all Italians were supposed to register and get like some sort of fascist card. My grandfather never did it. So like, if they caught him, you know what I mean? That could have been like real bad news. So now come with this Bella Ciao song. And obviously I understand all of it. And I understand like the poignant meaning of it. And it actually like really hit me. But the ironic thing of this to me is I found out about it through groypers. And it is an anti-fascist song. And the idea that Jax was explaining, that Charlie Kirk is moderate to them. And that's why there were the Groyper Wars. That Nick Fuentes, like basically these followers of Nick Fuentes, these Groypers, would go and shitpost and meme Charlie in real life during these university debates. So they would go there and they would pose like, oh, I'm a student and I'm asking questions, but they were basically like shitposting him in real life. And that was the whole thing, that he wasn't right enough. So it's like they use Bella Ciao, the song, ironically, because it is an anti-fascist song, because the partisans that killed Mussolini, that was the song that they adopted. And so they're like, what a disgrace, that they're even like using that song.
So here's the thing about that. So do you understand where shitposting came from and why it happened?
No. See, I am so new, to all of this.
So let me educate you about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I literally learned all this in like the last 48 hours.
Yeah. Hi, Brandon. Thank you for joining. We're going to do Queer Hour in a little bit. So, Brandon, please hang out. So back in the early 2000s, there was a phenomenon in internet subculture about shock value. So
Mhm.
if you were in the network security, info security field, we had a reputation for doing things that would shock people. So I hate to use these euphemisms, but I'm going to use them anyway, just the only way to explain
Mhm.
it. So back in 2003, the big thing was to get people to look at the image of what we called the goatsy man. And so that was a rite of passage. Like if you worked in a security operations center and somebody sprung the goatsy man link on you and you clicked on it and you saw that picture, it would shock you. And we would all get around your monitor and
Oh
watch
my
your
god.
reaction. And so then that turned into like Tub Girl and Two Girls in One Cup and all the, yeah.
I
So,
remember that.
so yeah, shock. That was all about shock value. So that was the thing that basically churned the gears of 4chan. So 4chan was all about shock
Wow.
and shocking your audience as much as possible. So 4chan and Guro-chan and Emma-chan, like all of those image sites were sites where people would basically post the most heinous and disgusting shit
Mhm.
that they could post in an attempt to just get a reaction out of people.
My
And
sister
that,
was talking about this today.
yes, and so shit posting itself crystallized around 2006, 2007, um, which described the deliberate act of flooding forums with low effort, high inflammatory, and or completely absurd content that would just piss people off and make people angry or react in some way. So all of the shit
Right.
that we were doing like 25 years ago, where we were trying to get a reaction out of people, caused the shit posting phenomenon to happen. And so that was not.
My sister was telling me something about the lol cow where you
Yes.
milk the cow. Like I was like, what? I mean, there's like
Yeah.
so basically it's like a whole thread and milking the cow means like you keep adding to the post, right? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Literally, I just learned all this stuff in like the last 2 days. I mean, and
So
but the thing is, it's one thing if people are on there doing this for whatever reason, like the tech people, you know what I mean? Like the computer people. Okay, fine. But what I'm talking about with these people, like this Tyler guy, is at a whole other level
yeah.
of like, it's really dark.
So yeah. So and that's
Yeah.
that's the psychological problem with what shit posting has turned into is that
Mm,
is that to retain shock value, to continue to be able to offend people, your extremism has to increase.
mhm.
But here's the problem, it can't increase to the level that causes people to violate terms of service. So we found that we saw that with Twitter. So basically, in the old days of Twitter, like if you posted like people getting shot on Twitter, like, and you actually watched that event happen or whatever, Twitter would ban you.
Yeah.
You violated terms of service. You've said something so heinous or done something so heinous that nobody can stand to look at it or watch it or experience it. So shit posting had to be just up to that level and then stop. That's one of the larger problems.
Mm,
That's one of the larger problems that we are currently seeing with Substack is that Substack is not moderating any of that content. So there are people who are posting shit on Substack that in other spaces would normally get shoved away and moderated down.
right.
And it's just not, but it's encouraging that
Oh my
same
God.
churn of shock value. It's one thing to write, um, a long form, um, you know, post where I say shit and fuck and god damn it and motherfucker and, orange shit demon, like use colorful language. That's one thing. But like people that were actively posting the gif of Charlie Kirk's neck, like bleeding out or whatever,
Yeah.
that should be moderated out. That should not be
Right.
that should not exist in that space. It just shouldn't. But they are doing it. And so because they are doing it and because it's becoming so popular and because it's generating traffic, Substack is never gonna do anything about it. And so, yeah, I mean, on top of the fact that from a social media perspective on the outside, the social media landscape is changing. And this is the shit that really annoys me. AI generated video is actually topping out and pushing out human YouTube influencers. So AI slop, just AI rot is now becoming
you know
more
what? I've
popular.
seen that.
Yes, AI rot is becoming more popular now than actual normal created content.
People.
When I post like clips of these sessions to my YouTube channel, yeah, I'll get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views, 20, 30, 40, 50 likes or whatever. I mean, I'll get engagement, but there's AI video generator rot that gets thousands and it pushes real content entirely out. And it's a problem. So, but yeah, so back to the original.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, back to the Groyper's issue. Yeah, all that is about shock value and, becoming so extreme or just to the point where that extremity allows you to socially function. And then, you can do and say and really it's all about popularity, about how many clicks you get.
Chaos.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete chaos. So Fuentes has figured out how to channel that chaos into a directed stream and use that chaos to steer people who are in that stream to become more radicalized and actually do really heinous, fucked up shit.
Yeah, this is so dangerous.
It is. It is. Because that's more radicalized than the SS and the brown shirts and the fascists in Europe during World War II could have radicalized an entire population.
Exactly.
Because
wow. Yeah, because I just found out. Yeah, because I just found oh sorry.
No. Because they have found a way to leverage basic vulnerabilities that exist in young people to leverage that conversion. And here's what it is.
Yeah.
The teenage mind and the early adulthood mind cannot think abstractly. Completely abstract.
Yeah, they have trouble.
True mental abstraction doesn't really happen to you personally until you hit your mid-20s. And so because of that, it becomes easy to influence people of a younger age and then radicalize them however they want.
And that just made me think of another thing that I just found out too, because I didn't realize this, and I understand aunts never told us this because it's terrible, but apparently I guess they had Hitler bit everything off of Mussolini. Like even the brown shirts were from the black shirts and like everything, right? But they had the version of the Hitler Youth, and my eldest aunt was in it. It was Figlie della Lupa. So it was like Wolves' Daughters, and she was in there like as a child, and there's like pictures doing the Roman salute, like the whole thing. I don't have a picture of her. It's like toddlers, like in the fascist like uniform, like because that's what they do. That's the indoctrination, literally like the Hitler Youth. It's so disturbing.
Right.
And by the
Yeah.
time my aunt, thank God, then Mussolini was overthrown and everything, and then she was still a young child.
No. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, I completely agree. And so here the fuck we are. And so,
Right.
but, the larger issue now is, the right, is trying to rally around this idea that, for instance, Tyler's roommate was a trans
Yep.
person and they were in a relationship. And so that person infected him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's their narrative.
And so,
which is what the way I explained it makes more sense. Like, what makes way more sense? Like the whole
right.
Groyper thing.
Yeah, which is why I think that basically that person is cooperating with authorities because and so I think another narrative is going to come out of that where that person, because if that person is a trans person who is not radicalized or as radicalized as Tyler Robinson is, well, it'll turn into a situation where they say, well, look, this is how it is. And this is what I was dealing with. And this is what, you
Right.
know,
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, just holy fuck. How the fuck can we get here?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so crazy because I've been seeing a lot of content creators talk about like, how the fuck am I going to explain this to like members that are like the elderly members of my family? Like it barely even makes sense to us, like trying to, like sort through all of this crap. It's crazy.
So
It's literally insane.
So did you read the Marco Rubio thing from earlier today?
No, I didn't get a chance yet.
All right. So basically, Brian Mast, who is a Republican in Florida, put legislation on the floor. And the legislation, for Rubio to be able to revoke any U.S. citizen's passport based on their views and freedom of speech.
Unbelievable.
So,
I mean, the hypocrisy is insane. I can't even. I've had conversations still. I mean, this is so frustrating to me because I keep hearing, like I was talking about last week. I have a couple of friends that like lean like more right or like libertarian, and one of them said to me the other day, "Well, it is symmetrical, the kind of violence that comes from the left and the right, and all of the things that the left gets away with." And I'm like, what? Excuse me? Like, how are we living on the same planet? Like, I literally, like, I do not get it. Like, how they believe this crap.
I mean,
it's so unnerving. It's so unnerving. And I'm explaining, like, like this whole thing where they were talking because they keep bringing up, like, oh, and then that shooter was trans and this shooter was trans. I was like, there was like 3 people that were trans, like out of all the mass shootings. Exactly. And I was like, and you're making this whole argument that
people want to conveniently forget that Dylan Roof wasn't trans and he walked into a church and killed a bunch of black people. And okay, that makes it okay, but it actually doesn't.
And this pearl clutching, I just cannot stand, with him, like, oh my God, I just can't stand like this revisionist history too that is going on with like who Kirk was and what drives me insane is Melissa Hortman, her husband. They even killed their dog. That guy, I can't remember his name. That right-wing guy that ended up killing the Democratic senators, for the state senator and the husband and the dog. And then the whole thing with Paul Pelosi, like where they had like Halloween costumes with boxer shorts and a hammer.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, like
exactly.
it's unbelievable.
Oh, that feeds into Trump's narrative about radical people. I posted this in the article yesterday where, they were interviewing Trump on Fox News and he says, well, I don't have problems with radicals on the right because they just want crime to stop.
Right.
But the radicals on the left
They
are
want
the
the
ones
border
that are trying to kill
closed.
people.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable.
And so I just can't.
I know, me either. Like, I don't even know. Like, we're at this point where you can't even have conversations with anybody. A few years ago, I was still doing it, like still having like conversations with people that I knew I had absolutely nothing in common with, and politically. And sometimes, like, more often than not, they were civil. And it's not like you're going to change somebody's mind, but sometimes there are some things that you could learn and share or whatever. And the person is not coming like from with this bad faith argument like toward you, right? But now you can't even agree that the facts are the facts. Like, it's almost like these people don't even know what facts are. Like, what makes a fact? Like, it's crazy. And I'm like, and they're looking at me like I'm crazy.
But you're not crazy.
Yeah.
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 You're not crazy, and neither am I. Brandon, however,
Hi, Brandon.
Brandon might be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am. I didn't know that it was
like, literally,
even a
I cannot
question.
have a.
What? No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. So notably, Rubio has used this as the basis to revoke student IDs. So he's already doing that. So Rubio is already revoking university IDs, or attempting to revoke university IDs, or influence people to revoke university IDs just based on view and speech.
Oh my God.
Oh, and then Comey's daughter.
Oh yeah.
That's another big one. Is Brandon, you need to stop doing that.
Are you undressing?
No, I'm.
No,
I might have had too many buttons unbuttoned.
Oh yeah, sure. That was entirely on purpose. So
Did you lose your train of thought?
Yes, momentarily. I lost where I was going with that.
Why?
Holy fucking shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. You can't blip me like that. That's wrong, Brandon. You knock that shit off. Yeah, Cheryl, you're completely right. I mean, they're uneducated morons. Completely and totally. And so, so Rubio is trying to do this where, Marsha Comey. So Marsha Comey is filing a lawsuit against the government for her firing.
Trump administration. Yes.
And then on top of that, the other thing that came out today was the fact that, who is it? The Fed chair, the Fed governor, that Trump fired.
Cook.
Yeah, Cook.
Yeah.
She she never had any mortgage inconsistencies.
Oh my God.
So
they made they like blew that up all over the place.
Right. But here's the big thing. Trump has now announced his next target for sending in the military or the National Guard. So this requires some prefacing. So this is how this works. So he's going to go to Louisiana next. So New Orleans.
He said Memphis too, right?
Yeah, Memphis and Louisiana. And here's why.
Okay.
So the Comitas Act, the Posse Comitas Act says,
yes,
he can't federally control a body of the military on U.S. soil for longer than 30 days. And the other thing that he can't do, he can claim a national emergency, but he has to have congressional approval.
Right. That's the only way.
So now what he is saying he's going to do is he's going to activate the National Guard at the state level and tell the states that are activating the National Guard to control crime in whatever town or whatever city or whatever region or whatever, right? That Trump will pay for it. So he's telling, like, the Louisiana governor, if you call up the National Guard to go into New Orleans and join the policing effort, you can do that indefinitely, and I'll just continue to pay for it.
Oh my God.
But here's the deal. The state governor has the power to do that already.
Right.
So it's like an end run. And then here's the thing. The state governor then has the ability to essentially stop it whenever they want. So Trump can command the state governor to do this and offer to pay for it. And then the state governor can say, okay, I don't need this anymore. The National Guard's going to stop. And then Trump will be out of luck.
Which makes me, it makes us think that Memphis and, because the Republican governors that are more amenable to him, as opposed to, I don't think the Chicago thing is over. I don't know. I feel like he's going to cause some sort of bullshit mess with that, because once he gets something in his head, you know how he is. Like, no matter what, like at some point, something is going to happen. Like some sort of an event is going to probably happen to like as the catalyst to like start that bullshit again.
Is he just trying it in every city just to see which one breaks first?
Yes. Yeah, I think he's round robining cities to find out which city breaks down first and gives up first. And then says, you know what? Okay. Here's the problem. I just want to be clear about this. So, for instance, Memphis has a very, very large gang population. The gang population in Memphis is somewhere between 30,000 and 45,000 people. And Memphis is not that big. It really isn't.
It's not that big, right?
It's not that big. So so if those gangs decide to lobby against military occupation forces, those military occupation forces are going to lose, and those people are going to get killed, and not by a small margin.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's not going to go well if that happens. The same thing could be said again in New Orleans. The gang element in New Orleans is very large. And so sending in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 National Guard troops into the city to deal with crime areas, it's not going to. We've all seen Lethal Weapon, right? Have we all seen the movie Lethal Weapon? Yeah, there's the one part of the movie where they go up to Candy's house and the house blows up and nearly kills everybody. Yeah. That's I hate to say this again, but there's a euphemism here. There was a Sean Penn film from the 80s called Colors. Go watch that movie. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, Colors.
Yes, that's what's going to happen.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
If they go into, oh, here we go. Fed Governor Cook can stay with the central bank for now. And an appeals court has ruled, setting up a Supreme Court battle over Fed independence. So Cook can't be fired from her job. An appeals court just said it. So now we're going to go back up to SCOTUS. It just keeps.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
What a freaking mess!
It's just the gift that keeps on giving. So that's all I had for today. That's all I have for today, Lisa. Did you have anything?
No, really not. No, it was the Groypers has been consuming the last couple of days, like me going down these rabbit holes. Yeah. So when you mentioned that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally coming in this conversation. Yeah.
Well,
so we'll
I
see what
wanted to ask
other
before
things I find
wanted to
out
ask before
moving
we went
forward.
into before we went into the next segment, because
Yes.
Brandon and
Yeah.
Aaron and I are going to talk about queer shit. So
Awesome. Okay,
then we're
perfect. Yeah. I'll tune in. I'll listen to you guys. All
oh,
right.
always.
Good night. Bye,
Thanks,
Brandon. Bye, Wendy.
Yep. You know, if you're going to do the fan or whatever, that's like, do you have the
Well,
fan like conveniently, like it's right there, right? That's so fucking good.
when it turned around this way to make it brighter.
That's so fucking gay. Oh, I mean, any day now, you know, your internet is not happy.
Sorry, my connection's so bad. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that whole thing with Lisa because that was exactly what I was hoping to hear, and I didn't catch a lot of it. Oh, but queer stuff. Let's go.
Okay, quick stuff. So I did a bunch of digging about Tyler Robinson's roommate, because there's this larger focus about whether or not Tyler Robinson's roommate was trans or not. So here's the thing. Tyler Robinson's roommate had no idea he was going to commit the shooting. And
Well, I would hope not, or they would have said something.
right. And so the other thing that sort of has come out of it is that Tyler Robinson's roommate is an innocent party that had nothing. So
Okay.
Tyler Robinson's roommate pretty much confirmed that Robinson was radicalized entirely by his own internal internet experience, and not like the roommate is saying it wasn't me. Um, he was in front of a terminal playing video games, you know, constantly, versus interacting with me or whatever. And so that's the first thing. So the roommate is saying it wasn't me. I wasn't. It wasn't. And then the other thing that happened yesterday, and I have a problem with this. So Brandon, I want to hear what you think about this. West Hollywood flew all of their pride flags at half staff for Charlie Kirk.
What?
Yes.
What? West Hollywood.
Uh-huh.
All the pride flags,
Yeah.
because he was like a YouTube star, part of their community in that way.
No, Trump commanded that all flags hanging on a staff
all flags.
be flown at half staff. So West Hollywood half staffed all the pride flags, which, right, that's bullshit, right?
I mean, it doesn't sound like, I don't know. That's very odd to me. Because they're not really exactly in line with Trump's way of thinking, and so I think they would normally oppose something like that.
Right.
So
So
why? I don't.
yeah. So here's what the spokesman from West Hollywood said. The action was undertaken in accordance with the city's policy for recognitions and memorials, which acknowledges that the city follows the direction of the president in determining when flags of any kind in the city are flown at half staff or not.
Okay. Well, I mean,
But yeah, I would. What are you saying when you say that? That's bullshit. That's bullshit
well,
because
maybe they didn't want to bring any more negative attention on the community, and just it's like, well, let's like choosing your battles, I guess. Like, okay, we'll just put them at half staff. I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of why they would just go ahead and do that. But um,
the entire neighborhood of West Hollywood, by the way, basically told, excuse me, as I'm trying to eat my corn nuggets. Oh, these things are delicious, by the way. The little, like, deep fried breaded corn on the inside. Oh, well, okay.
They're corn balls.
corn
You just like
balls.
putting balls in your mouth, Wendy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I literally have an obsession with corn. I love the taste of corn.
Oh, I thought you
Okay.
were gonna say if you had a deception with balls or something.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Okay. Look,
I mean,
I've
uh,
taken many balls into
yeah,
my mouth
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Um, you want to teabag me? Okay. Look.
Hearts for
Oh,
days on that. I can't. Stop.
Sarah, fuck off. Sarah, I have a bird outside sitting on my porch, and you know what the bird is saying? Fuck off. So no, so the residents of West Hollywood told the neighborhood, if you do keep doing this, we'll leave.
oh.
Because there is a large gay population that lives in West Hollywood.
So how long is the half staff thing going on anyway?
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like Trump said, like a week.
Oh, well, isn't that aren't we done with? Oh, that's a couple days, I guess, right? It was Wednesday last week,
Yeah, yeah.
so uh,
Oh, here we go. Lev Parnas just dropped. Oh, okay. That's so he can't fire Comey. He can't fire Comey. Or no, he can't fire Cook or whatever. All right. So I was just making sure I didn't miss something. So right. So then that happened. And then hold on. So I do either of you know who King Princess is?
King Princess?
Yeah, King Princess. They're a
No,
musician.
no.
Um, so they're an Irish musician. Um, who they've come out and said that Harry Potter is a queer story, and that J.K. Rowling is a demon of a woman who needs to be unassociated with it so we can love those stories again.
I mean, it'd be kind of hard to unassociate her with it when she wrote them.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that, but it's sort of like, well, because there's people that hold Harry Potter up in such high regard, um, that oh, and then the Tulsi Gabbard thing. Tulsi Gabbard announced that the assassination of Charlie Kirk is the gay 9/11.
Oh my God.
The the gay 9/11. I don't
Yes, the
quite.
gay 9/11.
I don't.
Tulsi Gabbard thinks that the assassination of Charlie Kirk is the gay 9/11. So it was a terrorist act against a white individual that was propagated and
Oh,
perpetuated by the queer community,
oh,
which
I see. I
means
see.
which means that now the U.S. is obligated to hunt down and kill
Oh, no.
all queer people because we
Yeah.
killed Charlie Kirk.
Why not? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense, doesn't it?
And then, oh, and then you know about Eurovision, right?
Yeah. Well, I know that what I know the term.
Yeah. So Eurovision, like big, yeah, Sarah, we're the Taliban now. So Eurovision, big music, media broadcasting channel in Europe.
Oh yeah, they had a big music contest or something not too long ago.
Yeah, so in 2026, so the 2026 Eurovision Awards, which are usually like the Grammys or whatever,
Yeah.
are going to happen. Well, here's the deal. All of the queer supporting communities and other supporting communities that are supporting the P word, I'm not going to say the P word because that could get me banned off Substack. I'm just going to say this, are protesting um, Israel's inclusion in Eurovision 2026. And if it happens, 80% of the countries will walk off the stage and not participate, which will destroy the event and it won't happen.
Yeah.
So is Israel participant?
There are two of them actually.
Hmm.
And the very interesting thing about this is the one from like 2 years ago who participated grew up in Tel Aviv. It's a band called Lola Marsh. It's a guy and a girl that are in that band. I love their music, but get this, um, they're I think she has renounced her Israeli citizenship over the guy. Yeah, and so that's another growing trend is that um, progressive and queer identities in Israel, Israeli people are renouncing their Israeli citizenship over the Gaza issue, which I also found to be very interesting.
So has Israel responded to that, to the
Uh,
Eurovision?
yeah, so the Eurovision organizers respond to countries threatening 2026 boycott over um, um, Israel's inclusion, and the country's involvement is unconscionable. And so Eurovision has come back and said it's our position. Um, so the RTE, so Ireland's basically said we won't participate. The Netherlands won't participate. Iceland, Spain, um, France, Germany, and Poland have all said they won't participate. And so Eurovision has basically come out and said if 50% of the contestants in Eurovision 2026 leave, we won't have the event. And members representing Israel in that contest have threatened to sue Eurovision over the fact that they won't have the contest if enough people back out to try to force them to. So that's like, holy fuck. Oh, and then the other sort of like not cool queer thing that happened today is Rachel Campos. So Rachel Campos is saying that the reason that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk is because Tyler Robinson was taking hormones to transition from male to female.
Oh my God.
And so, yeah, Campos is basically now saying that the reason that trans people kill is because of gender affirming medication.
And where did that come from? That's
Right. Yeah. So Campos Duffy, Lawrence B. Jones and Kevin Corke discussed um, the discussing Kirk's death. Um, Campos Duffy asked, "How much Christian blood has to be spilled this month before we will try to kill the queer and trans problem from the U.S. soil?" We can't forget about the children who were gunned down while attending mass, and we saw that in the end that it was a trans shooter. So what can we say about the ideology and why it is so violent? Well, it's the drugs they take. They're trying to make Robinson MAGA, but they ignore the fact that he was on hormone replacement therapy, which hasn't been proven yet. They're just, trying to sell that narrative. And so then Cork turns around and says, here's the problem I have. A lot of people who are indoctrinated with this leftist trans ideology, but that's a bridge too far to obviously take to a level of violence. And that's where I wonder if there is a nexus between being trans and committing violence, not just the ideology, but also in the community itself. Maybe the community itself is the larger problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, is me being trans going to become a criminalized act before it's over?
I mean, people want to blame everything. In school shootings in the past, it was because the kids played violent video games. It was the video games' fault or whatever. And the guy at Sandy Hook, he had mental health issues. There's always they take it and just spread it. It's like take one person. This person was in this demographic, so everybody in that demographic is horrible and needs to die or whatever. It's it's I mean, it's almost comical if it weren't so horrible, It's
I agree. Yeah, I agree utterly and wholeheartedly. It's just a problem. Danny's fucking video games. Look, I played violent video games. I didn't go out and kill people. I didn't
yeah.
want to. Yeah, I didn't want to go out and kill people. I played violent video games. I played Doom way back in the day, and then I went to sleep at night, and I got up and I went to whatever college class I was going to at the time, and I knew there was a very clear difference between playing a video game and doing shit in real life. I never had the desire to want to. I'll tell you this. So, back when I was in college, I had a friend who had an FFL, Federal Firearms License, and he lived on a farm. And one weekend, I went out to his farm, and he handed me a Turkish AK-47 with a 30-round clip, put it into my hands, and said, "Here, shoot it." And I did, and I did not understand the appeal. I really didn't. It was just not unless you're perpetually angry and perpetually emotional, that when you pick up something like that and unload it, that it has that effect on you. And from my perspective, it's like, I did it, and then I put it down, and I'm like, okay, I could never do that again, and I'd be okay.
Oh, but you weren't trans then. So now that you're trans and you play the violent video game, that's like a compounding factor. You'll definitely kill somebody after.
Oh, okay, yeah. So now I'm prime candidate for.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. So this is going to be an Aaron question. So, and Aaron, if I ask this inappropriately, just tell me I asked it inappropriately and I won't. But as a person who is on HRT, I experience PMS. And it sucks. It doesn't suck as much as other people. But here's the thing. Have you ever had PMS that was so bad that it made you want to do something?
No, but now that I'm thinking about it, why aren't we blaming like menstrual rage on, more things? Like, well, and I'm thinking as you're saying too, like, Jeffrey Dahmer, the fact that he frequented gay bars, that he was queer coded, that gets left out of his narrative. Like, why hasn't this been? It's so weird. Like, all that shit was left out. Like, no one wanted to own that these guys, some of them had, different sexual orientations. And now it's like in your face. And I have so much anxiety the past couple days because Fox News picked it up first. Like, they've been trying so hard to jam this transgender bullshit narrative. And finally today, there's a piece in the New York Times here. The New York Times, like, pissed me off so bad. So it's like they're reporting what people are saying that they're lying about. It's like, why don't you own that they're lying and then report that they're lying? But they just pick up these stories, and this trans thing is slowly filtering in, and it's all lies. And I just can't believe how dumb people are and how willingly, like, this thing about the flags in West Hollywood, like, I understand, like, trying to, like, circle the wagons and just hope that this goes away, but liberals are capitulating so hard that it's really sickening, like, especially in this case. Like, why are we going to the mat for a piece of, like, shit? Like, Charlie Kirk is a giant piece of shit, but we're going to the mat over him. And, like, I mean, there are people that die in foreign wars that don't even get this kind of accolade. You know what I mean? Like, real, like, veterans. He's cut veterans benefits, and now Charlie Kirk gets the flags lowered for a week. And people are just like, yeah, I guess there's nothing we can do. Fuck everybody. Like, it's so infuriating. It's so infuriating. So just all of it is too much.
I mean, I am really surprised that they followed through with it, and the lowering the flags. That's I don't know. That's really surprising especially for that community, for West Hollywood. I don't know. They seem pretty eager to stand up to Trump. I don't understand why that one.
My thing is that fear. There is a lot of fear around when person A is in position B, and position B can be problematic for people who don't behave. It's Stockholm's. If I don't capitulate to whoever it is, they will make my life difficult. And how difficult will it be? Well, we're on the precipice of a situation where Trump is basically saying, okay, any city I want to go into with armed forces, I can do for 30 days. And he thinks he can the Posse Comitatus Act says he can do it for 30 days and then that's it. That's still 30 days. And so, right. Danny's, yeah, I agree. Yeah. When did Americans decide that capitulating to this political narrative is what we needed to do? I mean, I'm not capitulating. We wouldn't be sitting here and talking about it if I were capitulating to the president. Which, by the way, I want to be very clear that people like Brandon and Aaron and I, the president wants those people to be killed or removed or is responsible for violence. And that's wrong. I mean, that's just wrong. And it's
one of the problems is also if they cave into such a small request as lowering the flags. Where does the line come in?
Exactly. Where does it end? When Trump says, okay, I want you to arrest every trans person that's in your city. Does the city say, yes, we will do that? And then even further, from a social perspective, how do you define what that is? If a person is cross-dressing, does that make them trans? It doesn't necessarily. But, people are going to get stopped, and people are going to get accosted, and people are going to get affected. And, they take that whole kill them all, let God sort them out mentality.
Well, it's like the arresting and deporting anyone who even looks or resembles someone who's an immigrant.
Right. So, you sort of chuckle at it, like, could that happen? Gosh, could that happen? Yeah, it could happen. I literally, I had to have a conversation with my soon-to-be employer. I start work on the 1st of October, and I asked, like, my lateral coworker, I'm like, I'm trans. What can I get away with at the office? And she was like, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been down to the Atlanta office because she actually lives in Hamilton, Ontario, and she's like, I've been down to the Atlanta office, and I'm trans, and I showed up in this outfit, and I'm like, oh, I have like 5 of those. And she's like, yeah, you'll be okay. No one's gonna give you shit about it. And then, but I can't tell you that I wouldn't think about after 90 days, okay, time to emigrate to Canada. And the company said they would, we'll support that. We'll take care of that. We'll make that happen so that you can come here and be safe. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, I consider it a charity, but the HR person who identified as a trans person told me, was like, look, I want you to interview for these 5 or 6 jobs or whatever, because we'll put you into one of those jobs. We'll get you a job so that we can get you out if you have to get out reasonably, and we'll support your partner and your kids in whatever has to happen to make that happen. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
But not everybody will have that opportunity.
No. And so then it turns into how do we protect the ones that don't have that opportunity? And how do we provide for the ones and so that's why I hate saying this, but the whole like family aspect of this social gathering, that's why I push for that, because I can't do this without you guys. I don't want to.
I mean, I have to believe that not only Canada, but parts of Europe would start opening and just be like, look, if you got to get out, please come here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know Europe, obviously, but I feel like if there's enough people that are telling Israel to fuck off, I mean, that has bigger, I feel like, political repercussions than just.
So from Europe's perspective, I'll put it this way. So Ireland is actually doing house rent. So let me ask you this, Brandon. How are you at house renovation?
I mean, I know some things.
So, for instance, there is an initiative in Ireland.
Well, go on, hurry up.
Are you trying to kick the pussy out?
Oh my gosh. She just, every time she wants to go out there, and I open the door, and then she stands there and looks out. You wanted to go? Go. Oh, my
I
gosh.
don't know, Brandon. You treat your pussy so nicely.
He's spoiled. Both of them are quite spoiled.
Brandon's
I
spoils two
I like
persons. I didn't even know that.
I
I
like to
feel like you
spoil my
go.
pussies.
I feel like you go. I feel like you go down for the pussy way more times than you're willing to admit. um.
Oh, Rouser, Mexico too. Mexico has
Oh
really
yeah.
impressed me. Like,
Oh yeah.
that woman is just,
Yeah.
oh my God. So,
Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico.
yes.
Here's the thing about that. Let
Yeah.
me just tell you this. So here's the thing about Ireland. So in Ireland, there's a larger initiative going on in Ireland where Ireland will pay you 92,000 sterling to move into an older Irish home and renovate it.
Ah,
And then
Mm.
they will support like if you're emigrating from the US, they'll support your immigration status. Because basically, so in the what the UK says is you have to live and reside in a UK resident space for 2 years, and that's how you qualify to be a resident in the UK. And so Ireland is doing that already. France has a similar thing, but they don't pay you near as many francs. But and yeah, I think Italy has also done that. But here's Mexico. Here's the thing about Mexico. There is a large body of expats that live in Mexico. And so I had a friend named Joe who expatriated to Guadalajara. And the expat community he lived in, he paid $35,000 for his 3-bedroom, 3-bath villa house, which was in an expat neighborhood, which had a McDonald's and a Kroger, like all the, it's expatriated community. So they have like all the shit that you would want to have in that community. And it was insanely cheap to live there. And it was secure and it was safe and people were happy. And so, there are other countries that are like, look, it costs you this much to live in the US. Guess what? It'll cost you this much to live here, and we'll support
yeah.
you. And we'll support you doing it.
There are a couple of Substack writers that are expats in France. I've seen some of their video. Rich Kagan is one of them. He and his husband and daughter live there, and he said they don't care that we're gay. They don't.
No.
They want to know what we're doing here. Like they ask, that kind of thing. But as far as being gay, no.
Now, the European sort of engagement over queer trans persons, nobody gives a shit. My friend John lives in Galway, County Galway, and I just asked him one time, I'm like, do you have any like gay or queer bars in Galway? He's like, no, and I'm like, why not? Because everybody just comes to the pub. And I was like,
they're all queer.
like, are they all? No, and nobody cares.
Yeah, right.
I go into my pub and I order my pint after my day of working or whatever, and I've been sitting there and I've had a trans girl sit next to me. Where, hey, how's it going? Oh, it's just one of those days, and nobody gives a shit. There's not that divisiveness that requires separate spaces.
Yeah.
From Europe's perspective, there's just no reason to. Yeah, exactly. Danny's like, oh, you know what the joke is about the UK? Like, when do you go to the pub? It's like, what time is it? 4:00. All right, it's time to go to the pub. Hey, I heard they declared martial law in the country today. Really? Well, it's time to go to the pub. I hear the giant meteorite is going to land on the earth and destroy us all like it did the dinosaurs. What should we do? We should go to the pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which there's this
Yeah.
great movie called "This Is the End of the World" or "This Is the End" with Simon Pegg. Literally, that movie is the end of the world is coming, and what are they doing? They're pub hopping
Okay, that's awesome.
because, yeah, uh,
Why not?
I watch the Goodman movie, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like the Vogons are about to blow the Earth up, and the guys are just in the pub. Wait, what's happening? Oh, okay, I don't care. As long as I have a warm pint and half of it's gone, I don't give a shit. Whatever the fuck can happen, can happen. Great. Can I have a cigarette? Great. Then I'll do that too. But then that's it. Sarah, don't watch the more.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
Sarah, don't dog the recent version of Hitchhikers. I love that movie. The BBC version was okay. Anyway, Aaron, your question.
Well, no, just because there's no like real like bullshit Christianity, like the American version of it, does that have anything to do with the fact that Europeans aren't like wildly fucked up? Like
Oh
they
yeah,
don't have that sort of evangelical.
Protestantism and churchism in Europe is a muted experience. I mean, yeah, you have Anglicans, and even like in Ireland, you have Catholics, and the whole like Protestant Catholic thing. That's what I read about the troubles in Ireland. So the troubles in Ireland will sort of teach you about that. But um, and Cheryl, I have a joke for you in a minute after I explain this. And so, um, but the whole like e- evangelical whatever bullshit. No, that doesn't exist in here. It really doesn't. There are more like right leaning and far right leaning political people in Europe than there are like weird fucked up Christian people in Europe. So and no, I mean you like you walk into Chelsea one night. Um, the thing that gets you beat up is if you're wearing a Manchester shirt, not if you're not if
Yeah.
you're yeah yeah if you're wearing a Man U shirt and you walk into Chelsea, you'll get beat up. But if you're a drag queen and 8-inch stilettos, you know, with huge boobs and a mini skirt, they're not going to give a shit. They don't care. So Cheryl, I want to point out, by the way, that you have to remember, and I have this shirt somewhere, and I will find it and wear it. And the shirt says, "Soylent Green tastes different from person to person." Now, do you get why that's funny?
Is it Soylent Green just people?
Yeah, yeah. If you've seen the
Oh,
Charlton,
wow, wow.
yeah, if you've seen the Charlton Heston movie, it's about Soylent Green, which is this protein product that the Earth lives on or whatever. And there's this mysterious bullshit about what it is. And so at the end of the movie, Charlton Heston's line is, "Soylent Green is made from people." And so, like it's like a 76 movie. So Cheryl, yeah, I remember Soylent Green. Everybody should watch Soylent Green. But yeah, so I have a green T-shirt and white lettering somewhere that says Soylent Green tastes different from person to person. And whenever I wear it, like only older people get it, but it's still fucking funny.
I mean, guys do taste differently.
How differently, Brandon?
Some of them aren't great.
It has a lot to do with diet, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
If you, there, I'm just gonna say, like, if you want that experience to be,
Oh, I know.
I hate to
But
say this, but here
some
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. If you want to have a flavorful relationship, yes, Tekalo, if you want your lollipop difference to be more enjoyable, date a vegetarian. Just date a vegetarian.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice in the matter. I mean, sometimes it just kind of happens. You don't have any say so or what they had the day of or the day before. It just.
Oh, and so one of the other readers made me promise. So here's the deal for tomorrow's live. If I get like a bunch of hearts, I will wear my hair. I'll wear my hair for tomorrow's live session.
The
okay,
midday or
that means I gotta do it now. No,
Oh,
Aaron, I know that's
I
you
can
fucking doing it.
No, that's fine. I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it.
For the noon one or the evening one?
Huh?
For the noon one or the evening one, or both?
No, for the evening one. And then if everybody likes it, I will continue to do it for the sessions. But I will tell you, I love doing my live sessions down here in my living room because it's way more cozy than sitting at my desk. So I
was gonna say it looks comfortable there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep doing this because I think this is cool. Plus the cat fucking appears. Yeah, Joe, pineapple. Everybody says pineapple, Joe, but really just vegetarian. Here's the thing: you don't want your guy to have a heavy meat diet. A heavy meat diet is bad for your lollipop tasting pleasure.
Speaking of streams, look at this stream of heart they're just
look, okay,
continually.
I'm not doing it. My hands are off.
No, because Aaron is fucking doing it.
I'm not. I'm turning the phone.
No, Brandon, stop
someone else.
No, see, right there you go. There you go.
Oh, somebody else is. I'm not. Look, so it's still going.
No,
it's still going.
Brandon, you could be using your thing.
I could be using something else. Is that what you're gonna get? Something else?
Well, I'm gonna give more hosts for that then.
Look, no hands, God. So the hair thing. So Julie Elder now cop to it. So I was talking to Julie Elder earlier, and Julie was like, "Wendy, you should wear your hair," and I'm like, "Okay." I mean, I'll ask everybody on the live, and if everybody says, "Yeah, you should do it," then I'll do it.
I think you got your answer, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have a brunette one, and then I'll even give you a choice. So here you go. I have a brunette one, and then I have a brown that has a red sort of tinge to it. So
what was it again? The brunette or red?
So I have a brunette one that has a sandy sort of highlight to it, and then I have another brown one with a red tinge to it. So which one?
Okay, let's vote in the chat. You put in brunette or red in the chat. We'll see how many we get.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Looks like we got a brunette. I see one brunette. Oh, there's a red.
Yeah, there's a red.
Got 1 and 1. Oh, it's tied so far. Oh, 2 for red. Right. Oh, another red. 3-1.
Yeah, okay, right.
Oh,
so,
4. Oh, yeah. That's it. It's the red.
So, all right. So it's the red. So those are. I will tell you, those are really full. Both of those are really full. I won't use my lace front because my lace front requires like gluing, and it's really like the lace front ones that I have. The lace front one that I have. That's the one like you really like. Once you get it on, you don't take it off for like 3 days or whatever.
Well, just don't move around a lot or do any kind of. I shake my hair back and forth. I shake my hair back and forth.
I do. So my full cap ones, my 2 full cap ones, I've ridden a roller coaster with that thing on.
Oh,
yeah, I've ridden a roller coaster with that thing on. So, all right. Well, anyway, we're right at the top of the hour. Brandon, Brandon, are you going to be up for Trauma Talk tomorrow?
Oh yeah. I told you earlier. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to confirm. Aaron, are you? You can come to Trauma Talk.
I'm working again, so.
Oh, that's right. You're already working again, so we won't see you again until. But please come at night because, Aaron, you make queer chat fun.
Oh, look,
I don't know. It's pretty fun. So
Tecolote says I'm stellar. I don't think I've ever been called
because he's
stellar
right.
before.
Look,
Stellar.
look. Here's the thing, Brandon. If you ever come to Atlanta, I'm literally going to tell you. There's one bar that I would take you to that we would go there and you would disappear and I wouldn't see you for a week.
It's not not the dungeon or the
No.
what was that one called?
No, oh fuck no. No,
I
Mary's
don't remember what that was called.
No, Mary's over in East Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, like the the guys that fall into your vibe, oh, they get chewed up in there.
Chewed up?
Yeah. Oh, I'll put it this way. My friend Jeremy has your vibe. And I want to be clear, he's a hairdresser.
Mm-hmm.
And every time that Aaron, just stop. Aaron, just stop doing that. I can't even read that shit. I'm trying to talk here. My friend Jeremy has a similar vibe as you, and every time we would go to Mary's with my friend Carmen and my friend Callie and whatever, like Brandon will always go home with somebody. Like 100%, like every fucking time. Like we would be there like an hour later. Jeremy would walk up and go,
Jeremy.
"Hey,
oh, yes.
yes, I'm leaving," and I'm like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah." And actually, his husband, who he's been married to for I think 6 or 7 years now. They met at Mary's, and they're still.
Oh.
And so yeah,
So I could go there and meet the one.
Yeah, Mary's in East Atlanta. If you hung out here for a week, I guarantee you'd have a good time. You'd have a good time. Yeah, you'd have a good time.
I'm sure I would.
It might make you want to move to Atlanta. I'm just gonna tell you, but
I'm not exactly opposed.
but yeah. Although I would tell you if you ever did that, we have an extra room, so you'd have to, yeah.
Yeah, Wendy the wing woman, and then fucking with a room after that. So, Wendy, would you let Brandon bring someone back to
Oh, fuck
your
yeah.
house?
Oh, no, fuck yeah.
Oh, Brandon, what are you doing in Missouri?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
my.
I 100%. 100%.
Oh, my.
By the way, that room is right over there. Here's the deal. That room is right over there on the other side of this room, and the master bedroom is upstairs. So guess what? Make however the fuck much noise you want.
Oh.
You can even, I'm just gonna say this, you can even go like the secret of my success orgasmically loud, and it wouldn't make it. I'd never hear it. So
I can Meg Ryan it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You can definitely. I'll have what she's having, and it's all good.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah, that's right. All Aubrey and I are gonna do is go, oh, right. They're having a good time. Good.
Do you have earplugs? Noise canceling?
Honey, I sleep with noise canceling headphones on my ear at night, every night, fairly religiously. So yeah, you'd have a good time. So, but yeah. All right, well, cool. So Aaron, Brandon, do either of you? What about the kids? Kids sleep upstairs.
Oh,
yeah, kids sleep upstairs. So, Brandon, Aaron, do either of you have closing thoughts?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
We
do what?
Oh, Aaron has something.
I feel bad. So, like, a couple days back, right after Charlie got killed, I was like, whatever, this will blow over. I am really sorry that I misread this whole thing as, like, a possible push into, because both of you called it, Wendy, I know you did for sure, where it was like, this is going to fall off the deep end. And I was like, Americans can't be this possibly stupid. And hold my beer,
Oh.
America.
Yeah, but they can.
I mean, look, here's the thing, and I'll just say this. Because Florida Man and month and date exists, so search for Florida Man and then the current month and the current date, and you get the weirdest news shit ever.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing that because that phenomenon exists, then yes, that means Americans are that fucking stupid.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is why we're doing all this shit. Why we're doing all this shit. So, all right, well, cool. Aaron, Brandon, thank you.
Thank you.
Always, no, 100%. Can't do it without you.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye, Aaron.
Bye.
And Brandon, I will see you tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern.
Just Eastern and specific time. Specific time, not Pacific time. I always heard that as specific time. Maybe I was stupid. I don't know, but anyway. So we'll talk tomorrow, Brandon. Be safe out there. Gosh. Well, another really good night. Thank you everyone for coming. If you're new, consider subscribing. Although I will tell all of you, we have some very exciting news coming up here in the next little while. There's going to be some changes, but I think they're going to be for the best, and I think everyone's still going to be happy. So with that, I will say, oh, Joe, I totally go out to LA. I mean, I have family up in the East Bay of Cali in San Fran. I totally come down to LA though. So let's make that happen. And anywhere else that I travel, I literally will tell people I'm traveling here, and if any of you are here, let's meet up and hang out. Yeah, I'm fun at parties, I promise. But anyway, so with that, so if you're new, please subscribe. If you're a free subscriber, consider becoming a paid subscriber. But like I said, I have some really cool things that are going to happen here over the next 2 weeks before I start working. Joe, you're far too kind. Honestly, far too kind. So I have some very exciting things that are happening here in the next couple of weeks. So watch the Substack chat as those things evolve. And then with that, I will tell all of you, please, if you're in a safe space, get there and stay there. Because I can't do this without you guys. We can't do this without each other. And I run this show like a family. I run the whole publication like a family. I run the community like a family for a reason. For a good, hard reason. And I want to continue for that to happen. And so, get there, stay there. So I will tell all of you good night. I love you all. Stay safe out there and do good things.